Hello and welcome to Daily Current Affairs by Neo IAS. Today is 14th April 2019 and the topic today we are going to deal is Central Drug Standard Control Organization, Serious Fraud Investigation Office, International Coffee Organization, map-aided program we are continuing with the Straits of the world and the previous year question revision series. Coming to the first topic, Central Drug Standard Control Organization, CDSCO. So this is in news because the DTAB, that's a Drug Technical Advisory Board, so they have recommended the Health Ministry to notify all the medical devices which is been made under the drug laws. That is why it is in news. So this law was enforced. Medical devices was recognized as drugs under the Drugs and Cosmetic Act. So this act was made in 1940. So according to this act, the medical devices was considered as drugs. So the DTAB has recommended Health Ministry to notify the medical devices which is being made under this act. And CDSCO, it's a regulatory body. It's a national regulatory body, both for pharmaceuticals as well as medical devices in India. So they have the function, like they are being assigned this function by central government under Drugs and Cosmetic Act. Okay, and the ministry concerned is the Health and Family Welfare Ministry. And within CDSCO, there is a Drug Controller General of India, that is a DCGI. So he regulates pharmaceutical and medical devices under the ministry. And DCGI also advises DTAB and DCC. DCC is the Drug Consultative Committee. So DTAB is a Drug Technical Advisory Committee and DCC is a Drugs Consultative Committee. Both are being advised by DCGI, which works under CDSCO. Okay, all of them comes under Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Even pharmaceutical is involved. It doesn't mean that it comes under chemical and fertilizers. It is under Health and Family Welfare Ministry. And the major function, mainly it is the regulatory function. It regulates the control, it has a regulatory control over the import of drugs, also the approval of new drugs, or even if a clinical trial is going to happen, they need a approval of CDSCO. Then they set the standards for the drugs, and also if there is a meeting of DCC or DTAB, it is being conducted by CDSCO. Then the licenses for the authorities for making medical devices or drugs are being given by CDSCO. Then also the state drug control organization, there is state drug control organization in each and every state as a state agency. So they are being coordinated by CDSCO. These are the major functions of CDSCOs. And talking about DTAB, DTAB is also a decision making body. It's a statutory body made under Drugs and Cosmetic Acts of 1940. And it comes under CDSCO in Health Ministry. Okay, coming to the next topic, that's a Serious Fraud Investigation Office. So it is not important why it is in news, because some guy called Ramesh Bawa got arrested. That is why SFIO is in news. Actually, this is a corporate fraud investigation agency. So it's a multidisciplinary organization. That means there are many experts from different fields involved, like experts from accountancy or forensic auditing, law, information technology, investigation, or even the company law, then capital market, taxation. So people from different stakes are involved in Serious Fraud Investigation Office. So it's called a multidisciplinary organization. So it works for detecting and prosecuting white-collar crimes, even for recommending prosecution of white-collar crimes or frauds. It is under the aegis of Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Okay, and it is also the coordinating agency of Income Tax Department and CBI. For all the fraud related props, they coordinate Income Tax Department and the CBI. Also, it was formed during the Vajpayee government of 2003 based on the recommendation of Naresh Chandra Committee. Naresh Chandra Committee is on corporate governance. Okay, so it was a recommendation under this Naresh Chandra Committee, and its headquarters is in New Delhi, and it has regional office also in Maharashtra, Andhra, Tamil Nadu and West Bengal. Okay. The next topic is International Coffee Organization. International Coffee Organization, or ICO, is in news because India is launching a coffee consumption drive. So India is doing it as a part of giving support to coffee growers all over the world. So ICO is advocating this coffee growers support to improve the consumption of coffee. So as a part of it, India is launching this drive. Okay, and ICO, it's an intergovernmental organization especially made for coffee, promoting coffee. So it brings together exporting and importing governments. So whichever countries are exporting and whichever countries are importing, this ICO bring together all the government to tackle the challenges, what all things have to be done in coffee sector for international cooperation. Okay, and their main function is to strengthen the coffee sector and also to promote the sustainable expansion. So that is like a market-based, environment-friendly expansion of the coffee sector. Okay, and the member governments, they represent 98% of the world's coffee production and the 67% of the world's consumption. Okay, and it was set up in London in way back in 1963. Under United Nations, because coffee was a very important economy at that point of time. So it was made under United Nations in 1963. So India is a member. India is a member of ICO, and it also have an agreement called as International Coffee Agreement. So the latest agreement came into being in 2011. Okay, India is a member and headquarters is in London. Next is map aided program. We are continuing with straits of the world. The first one is Mozambique Strait. Mozambique Strait is in Indian Ocean. The location is Africa, that's Mozambique and Madagascar. So the Mozambique Channel or the Mozambique Strait, it is between the Mozambique and the Madagascar island, and it is considered to be it's like a breeding ground for more severe cyclone that happens in the southern hemisphere. Okay. So this is Mozambique Channel. It separates the mainland of Africa and the Madagascar island. So the exact location is Mozambique and Madagascar, and you can see Comoros Island also in the Mozambique Channel. Okay, and Tropic of Capricorn pass through it. Fine. The next is Cook Strait. Cook Strait, the location is New Zealand. It joined the South Pacific Ocean, exactly the Tasman Sea and South Pacific Ocean. So it is in New Zealand. It separates the North and South Islands of New Zealand, and it runs next to the capital city. Capital city of New Zealand is Wellington. Okay, so this is Cook Strait connecting the southern and the North and South Islands of New Zealand. Okay, the Wellington is also marked in the picture. Coming to the previous year question revision series, we have a question from economics. So, economic growth in country X will necessarily have to occur if option A, there is a technical progress in the world economy. Option B, there is a population growth in X, that's a country. And option C, there is a capital formation in the country or X. And option D is the volume of trade grows in the world economy. So the first and the last statement, A and D, it talks about the world economy. So we are asked about economic growth in country X. There may be an impact of the world growth or the world progress, but we have to be exactly precise about what happens to the country. See, option B talks about the population growth. Population growth can happen in two different ways. One is through immigration and one is through birth. So if it is birth making the population growth in country X, then that cannot contribute to the economic growth of the country because they are dependents. Okay, they are not into the demographic dividend, they are still dependents. So that option cannot be the answer. Now coming to the option C, there is capital formation in country X. Definitely capital formation can improve the economic growth or aid economic growth in the country. So the answer is option D. So that's all for today, guys. If you have any doubts, any suggestions, please mention it in the comment section. Thank you so much. Have a good night.